Moving on. Okay, one of the other things that we found when we were doing Fallout, we were also growing the company as a publisher. We opened offices in Japan. We opened offices in London. We translated the game into 7 languages. And if you played our games, it was literally 1 million words, 50 hours of dialogue. It's a huge undertaking. 2 of our producers, our production director, Ashley Chang, and the lead producer on Fallout, Gavin Carter, these 2 guys did almost all of this and managing it themselves. Gavin quickly found out that this is true, and he was constantly trading emails with translators. Also, if you've played Fallout, the dialogue is kind of salty, sometimes, and so that goes through translation things. This is one of the perks. This isn't salty, but Nerd Rage perk. And so, German translator asks, I don't need to read this, but it's kind of entertaining. I'm gauging reading speed by laughs. Like, that guy's fast, and like, you're slow. But Gavin would field, these questions, like on an ongoing basis, always people translating the game. What's this? What's this? What's this? I think this is one of my favorites. This is a line that we have Mayor McCready. He's a foul-mouthed kid in the game. This is one of the lines he says, and the translator asks, "What are adult-sized stones?" And this is Gavin's reply. There's just no irony. You just got to, tell them as it is. So we got through that. So this is something else we look at work, which is, I've named this different things, but it's basically a way of looking at your game as you're getting close to the end. That games have layers, and amazing game, perfect game. I don't know, it's the egg yolk of truth. I don't know, I have different names for this. But when you look at other games too, it's sometimes hard when you're making a game, even ones you play, well, if they changed this, if they did this, there's this layer of things on top of it. Bugs and polish are the first things that players run into that stop them from getting to the goodness inside. Game balance is another one, but most people don't see that till they've played for a long time, and they may put your game down due to frustration from general bugs and polish. We were really pushing on the game in June. This is what our game looked like in July and August. At times, we felt the PS3 looked like this, and this is the Earth, and then we bang out, we're going to fix it. And then we do, and we shrink it, and we're happy. The thing to know here is you could continue this as the game goes on. I think Blizzard is like drilling to the yellow little circle with StarCraft or Diablo 2, still releasing patches to this day, trying to perfect their game. So it's actually something we kind of, it's fuzzy, but we chart it so we know what the game looks like. Another thing, here's a rough chart of us going through the development of Fallout and just what's the speed of the code, okay? And one of the things we find is as we're doing new systems, things are not that optimal. You buy a lot of games too, it comes out, maybe get a little laggy here or there. So when we're in the midst of it, most of the new tech is in. Now we're optimizing, it's getting very, very, the game's getting fast, everything's loading quickly. And then as we get toward release, it peters off not because we can't do anymore. It starts to getting risky. It gets very risky to start optimizing things when you're getting near release that can really break the game. But what we found, also looking at the current platforms and the 360 and the PS3, is to keep going. These things have a lot of life in them. The only reason the game runs that fast with those features is we stopped, all right? So we're going to keep going. I encourage everybody to keep going. I think there's a ton of life left in these platforms, despite what your Xbox might tell you. So I'm gonna start wrapping up. Again, excellent people. Your plan's not as important as your culture. Excellent game. Your ideas are not as important as your execution. And if you could pull this all off and really please all those constituencies, it's fantastic, right? Your team is happy. Pete Hines is happy. The guy who runs the company, he's happy. ESRB's leaving you alone. Everything's cool. Your Japanese office, they're good. Your London office is good. Our production director, Ashley, that's him. He's happy. NeoGaf, they got blood coming out their noses. The sales department, all right. Your art outsourcers are like, we're great. Isfan loves it. It's all good, right? I run a lot of people here at DICE. How do you feel about it? Was it a success? And you just give them the TO. So that's it. Thank you. I say good luck on your journeys. Really go for it, and hope you found some of this helpful. Thanks.